first interception thrown.
And that last one, that hurts. A first carry now for Kareem Hunt. And they'll get him down up past the 15. 10 yards there to start the drive, and just enough by about the length of the football for a first down.
So right now what I'm seeing an offense that's just firing off the ball a lot quicker than they can react. And not only that, they're sustaining the blocks too. I'm seeing guys get 6-7 yards downfield before there's even a hint of contact.
And he goes across the 20 to the 22. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5. Now a play fake, and it's Smith. Flush to his right. Incomplete. This is Albert Wilson. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. Give him 30 yards there.
Well, I don't mean to jump in on you, partner, but they didn't waste any time getting downfield, did they? I mean, a nice big play there.
3 plays, 3 successful plays in plus territory. Now this defense on its heels a bit.
It seems like they had something targeted there, doesn't it? It's like, okay, we've got a matchup we like coming right out of the gate. Let's go ahead and get right to it.
Back-to-back nice plays, 12 yards that time and a first down. Back now with Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin as the Chiefs in possession of the football as we begin the second quarter. And they're on the move here. They've got it 1st and 10. They go play action here on first down. He's going to go deep for Conley. And he will take it on in for a Chiefs touchdown. Chris Conley, 36 yards. And the Chiefs are in for 6.
When we draw up defenses on the board, we do account for every receiver. But on that particular play, somehow he was wide open, became an easy touchdown pass.
Santos out now. He'll kick it away. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll make it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. The offense for the Cowboys now working their way back onto the field. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the ending, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. He hits Beasley right side. Give him 10 yards there, and about by the nose of the football, he's going to have a first down.
Well, that's what you're looking for when you want to throw the ball downfield. You want one of those guys who can play out on the perimeter, can play out wide, who can not only get open, but when they're covered, can uncover themselves downfield and create catches.
He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
Getting had a ton of success here so far, but you get the feeling that he might be on the verge of popping one.
Yeah, even on that one, there was a little bit of a hole, but it closed there quickly at the end. On the counter, Elliott. Oh, he's got some breathing room. And he'll get it out a couple yards shy of midfield at the 48. It's a 9-yard gain, and it keeps the drive moving.
Even though they gave up more than they wanted to on that play, it actually illustrates how well they've bottled him up throughout the game because that was his longest run of this contest.
First down, Prescott. Oh, Prescott stripped, but I believe a Cowboy was there to get it. He was, and Dallas will maintain possession.
On plays like this where the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back because this is the quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
And this one caught by Dez Bryant. And he's taken down, but not before he gets this into enemy territory across the 40. 23 yards on the play. On 1st and 10, Prescott. And he hits Jason Witten, the tight end. And he's going to get this down near the 20-yard line. 15 more there, and they're on a roll. It's another first down. 2 minutes to go here in the first half. We're back to Arrowhead after this. Now back to the ground with Elliott. And he'll at least get him inside the red zone here, down to about the 19. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
I do know from experience that when you slow down someone's running game, you're now doing the dictating on defense. And guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on their quarterback because they have to throw it all the time. But you still have to be alert for the draws and other plays of that nature to make sure you don't get hurt.
Here's Elliott. Elliott a first down and more. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown. Ezekiel Elliott scampering home from 19 yards out. And the Cowboys are an extra point away from tying the football game. So a tie ball game here as the kick's away. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll take this up past the 20 and down at the 22-yard line. Here's the Kansas City offense now as they get set to take over. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that. They had a great air attack going. Do they stick with that?
I would think that they would, because if they were confident enough to do it on the last drive, starting backed up in their own territory, why would you change anything? They've got to be confident about what they're presenting and continue to do so.
Yeah, because the secondary, they really look clueless.
And that was amazing because that drive went and went, no adjustments, and no big plays by the defense to knock the ball away.
Nice play for Kansas City, picking up the first 18 yards that time. So the offense has it 1st and 10. And some changes here as the D-line separates some. Smith going to leave it to Hunt on the draw. And he takes this up right near the 45-yard line. And give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6. Smith trying to get him to the line quickly with the clock rolling. They stay on the ground. Again, it's Hunt. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. And now a timeout called by the Cowboys defense. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. Now a first down throw. It's Smith. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
Pressure, and that's certainly going to be a key to this game going forward. And that time, they were able to get in there and influence the throw. And remember, quarterbacks got to get rid of it. They don't have the tuck roll that they can fall back on anymore.
On 2nd and 10, Smith. And he's going to be sacked. They sack him back right at the midfield stripe. They'll get to the line here, but remember, it's also 3rd down. The Chiefs now going to use the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. So the sack of Smith, and now the Chiefs coming up facing 3rd and long. Out of the gun, Smith. And able to find Conley. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. A really nice gain of 25 yards. On 1st and 10, Smith. And this is caught by Wilson for a Chiefs touchdown. Albert Wilson, a 24-yard touchdown. And the Chiefs have taken the lead. And he's got it. It's now a 14-7 ball game. Santos out now. He'll kick it away. Here comes Ryan Switzer to return it. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28-yard line. And now Dallas gets set to take the field. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
They start on the ground with Elliott. That one good for 10 yards. And that'll make it second and a foot or so.
Partner, I remember a coaching friend of mine used to tell his running backs before games, make sure you run and jog with your offensive line in pregame. Get used to the ground shaking when those big behemoths start to create space for you up front. He did a pretty good job of just following those guys through there for a nice explosive run.
Prescott now. And he's taken down. A Chiefs sack. Justin Houston in there to get him his second sack now of the afternoon. Great job defensively. I think he was trying to go through his progressions, find someone to get rid of the football. Before he knew it, he was on his back.
So that just brings us right back to what you said in the beginning. A great job defensively. Nowhere to go with the football. That led to the sack.
Time for a break. We've hit halftime. 2 quarters down. 2 still remain. We step aside. This is the NFL on EA Sports. So both teams have their marching orders, and we'll get going again here in quarter number 3. Fielded about a yard deep. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line. Here comes the Chiefs offensive unit as they'll have it to begin quarter number 3. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking for some separation here as we begin the third quarter.
I like the way you term that because now I think they go a little bit deeper into their playbook. They like what they did in the first half. That worked okay. But in order to get the separation that you just talked about, change things up a little bit. Change your tendencies. Try and hit them a little bit more with some things they didn't see in the first.
He's got a man. Complete. And all the way in for a Kansas City touchdown. Tyreek Hill, 76 yards. And the Chiefs are able to grow their lead. Always important to get the first score of the second half. Now you start to pull away a little bit and get some breathing room going.
And now we find out about the fortitude of the group that's behind because they were counting on getting into the game a little bit more, right? Maybe they get the first score. That doesn't happen. It looks almost insurmountable, but it's not. Let's see how hard they play the rest of the game.
And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. Now we take a glance at the offense as they work their way back out for their first possession of the second half. They're down in this game. A chance for the offense, though, to put something on the board, get some momentum here in half 2.
Try and get things kick-started for them. And you know at the half, they discussed how they were going to get that done. This is where scripting comes into play a lot of the time.
How many plays do you script coming out of the second?
Most of the time in the first half, you're scripting 12 to 16. I think in the second half, you're really scripting more like 8 to 10. Kind of a starter or an opener, whatever terminology they use. Just something to get you off to a quick start.
They'll run with Elliott, and they take him down, losing yardage back at the 27. So he loses 3 yards there. Now third down.
Well, if these guys are going to chop into that deficit, they're going to have to do a much better job in the run game. Caught behind the line of scrimmage, no yardage to be found.
And on third down, a nickel formation here defensively. From the shotgun, it's Prescott. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Derek Johnson. And his guys will take over at the 30-yard line. So their woes on offense continue. That's the second pick thrown here in the third quarter.
And we know it was ill-advised. But that was an opportunity to help them get back into the game. Instead, he throws another interception, and now their task is even tougher.
This is Hunt. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up second down. And third quarter here, you've got the lead. This is where that strong run game can really benefit you. Stayed in bounds there, kept the clock going.
I like all the points you just made there. And if you throw the football and it's incomplete, now you've stopped the clock and you've helped out the guys on the other side of the ball. So keep it in the hands of those runners. Keep moving it. Keep grinding clock.
And he'll lose yardage here. Going down back at the 28. It's a loss of 2. Now third down.
One thing rookies need to learn at this level, and quick: make a cut, be decisive, and go. Because in college, you could dance around and wait for a hole to open because you're probably a better athlete than most of the guys on the field, but not on the NFL level.
Throwing on third down, Smith. He throws and he hits the slant route to Thomas. And he gets this down to the 18, good enough for a first down. It'll go as a gain of 10 and a Kansas City first down. And now the offense operates in the red zone. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's able to get this inside the 10 now to the 9. A nice run there, 9 yards, and it'll be second down. Now the defense going to use the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. Shift together here from the D-line. They'll run again with Hunt. And he's going to be brought down just shy of the 5 at the 6. 4 yards on the play, and that leads to the first and goal.
Third quarter, and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out, but a running game can really benefit your team right now.
So the run gets them the first, and now they operate with a fresh set of downs. Smith with a give to Hunt. And this is going to result in losing yardage. They're driven back to the 8-yard line. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up second down. I'm no offensive mastermind, but of all the guys on the field to block, you might want to stop him.
Look, I've got a very simple rule. An unblocked defender is usually your best defender, and he ended up making the play there.
They'll try the air now with Smith. Escaping the pressure right. And now the ball's loose. Smith loses it. It's picked up by the Cowboys. He's got a convoy, and he might be gone. The 40. Past the 20. 10. And he will score. Touchdown, Cowboys. This defense, Charles, they needed some type of a spark to help get them back in this game. Like they just got their spark.
No doubt about it. And you know that's all they discussed. How can we get ourselves moving again? How can we get our team going? This definitely qualifies.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. The Chiefs offense now making their way back onto the field. They'll be looking to make amends for the events of a moment ago. A fumble return for 6 points.
You absolutely have to protect the football. That's got to be priority number 1 because margin for error is starting to slip away. Now it's down to a 1-score game.
Smith on first down. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Chidobe Awuzie with a pick. And they are going to set up shop at the 32-yard line. Really nice starting field position here for the offensive unit. Now Elliott. And room there to work it inside the 25. 8 yards on the pickup, and now they'll have some options on second and short.
First play of the drive, let's give credit all around. Excellent blocking, but the guy carrying the ball, he was the finisher. A really nice run.
The give is to Elliott. Trying to turn the corner, but he's going to be stopped right near the line of scrimmage. He got maybe a half yard at most, but officially they'll be left with a 3rd and 2. On 3rd and short, going with their tight end. And he gets the first down yardage before he's brought down just outside the 10 at the 11. 12 yards there as they move the chains. And a new set of downs here after picking up the first on the ground. A give to Elliott. And they go the wrong way on this one. Losing yardage back at the 12. It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down.
Oh, partner, that play brought back memories. Watching them string it out, letting the runner get all the way to the sideline area, but not letting him get out of bounds. They formed that picket fence and didn't allow him through.
Not only that, got him for a loss as well here. And one of the reasons they lead in the fourth quarter, plays like that.
Yeah, it took a little more time off.
And he'll go down. Brought down at the 20-yard line. Benny Logan busting through to get him for a loss of 6. You never want to give up a sack. From the O-line's perspective, they hate it for several reasons, especially because they felt like they let little brother down back there in the pocket.
Oh, no doubt. They have a ton of pride, and they go into every job wanting to keep that guy clean. They want that uniform with no grass stains, no dirt, nothing on it, but it's really, really difficult. You're talking about some terrific athletes who are trying to put him on the ground.
They'll need a big play here, will Dak and the Cowboys after the sack. It's 3rd and long. Prescott. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up 4th down.
That's very well timed there defensively because it's not a bad throw, but the collision came at the exact time he was reaching to bring in the football. Really, really well done.
Decent offense, just better defense. I think you're right. So on 4th down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. This just a 35-yard attempt from the left hash. And Bailey able to knock it through. And the drive will wind up yielding 3. So an interesting call there to take the 3. I guess they're thinking their hands were tied, but in the fourth quarter, that field goal, it really might not help them much at all.
Yeah, I mean, you still need a touchdown. Another field goal does you no good, so it'll be interesting to see what the media reaction is if the score stays where it is.
So now here are the Chiefs as their offense makes their way back out onto the field. And last time wasn't pretty. One play and an interception. We'll see if they can do better.
I want to see if they want to go ahead and throw the ball again now on this drive after what happened on the last one. Throw it on the first play. Give the quarterback some confidence.
See what happens. They'll begin the drive with Hunt. And he'll fight forward to about the 27-yard line. And now here comes the 3rd of their timeouts defensively. So they'll be left with only the 2-minute warning to stop it from here on out. And the offense here just looking to stay in bounds, complete the short passes, and put this game on ice. On 2nd down, here's Smith. And the Cowboys' pressure gets there this time for the sack. Malik Collins coming up the middle, gets him there for a loss of about 9. Time for a break. We'll come back for the electrifying conclusion after this. So the sack of Smith, and now the Chiefs coming up facing 3rd and long. They'll run it now. This is Charkandrick West. And they'll bring him down here up at about the 22-yard line. It's a gain of 5 on the play, and it'll bring up a 4th down.
But once again, a good example of situational football. That was 3rd and very long, so you know they were guarding against the pass. And when they decided to run the ball, that was okay. Whatever yardage they picked up, as long as they didn't get to the first down marker, the defense was willing to concede, and they stopped them well short of a first down.
Here's Dustin Colquitt now. And surprisingly, this is the first punt of the game for either team. He'll send this one into the Midwestern air, and it's a good one. This is fielded at the 27. Fighting through, and he's got space. 21 yards. Well done on the return. And the Cowboys are going to take over in great position here with a 1st and 10. So out come the Cowboys now as their offense gets set to take over. They're down here in a one-score game, but the time, it's a factor, but it's not a huge factor right now, is it?
It's really not, because this amount of time gives them a chance to run their offense, to go through play sequences. And this is what they work on every week in practice, usually on a Friday. They go over this type of a situation, late game situation. What are we going to do when we have the opportunity? They've called these plays a bunch of times. Now's their chance to execute them.
Yeah, they have the opportunity now. Here's the execution. See if they stay on the ground for second down. He's back to throw. Flushed out right. He's going to let it fly. So the long attempt falls innocently to the ground, and it brings up third. This defense has watched their lead dwindle away. This is where they really need to bow up. They executed well there.
And it's often hard after you've played really well early and then you kind of relax a little bit to step on the gas again. They just did it on the last play. Looks like they want to finish this one off.
On third down, Elliott. And he's got the first before he's brought down at the 39-yard line. It's a gain of 4 there, and it gives him a new set of downs.
Well, someone's been having a good game so far, and you know something? A lot of it's been power running. They decided to turn him loose again on third down, didn't they?
They did indeed. He delivered the tough yards, and a new set of downs here after picking up the first on the ground. He'll look to throw. Rolling to his right. Now a desperate. It got his man complete. A gain of 39 that time. And at this stage, down in the second half, looks like they just wanted to find a way to get it in the hands of their playmaker, and they did.
I think you're exactly right. I don't think the coordinator's looking at his play sheet and trying to figure out which play will work well. He's trying to figure out how to get the ball to the playmaker that you just described. Looking down at that sheet, you find people plays, not necessarily X's and O's, and that's exactly what they did there.
Oh, how about this call down near the goal line? And he will take it in for a Cowboy score. Terrence Williams with 5 seconds left. And the Cowboys have taken the lead here in the fourth quarter. He's got it, and this is indeed up to a 3-point lead. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. Very short kick. This will be taken by one of the up men.
And when you're facing a deficit on the scoreboard, you're just looking for something to get you right back into the game, and that's the spark that they were looking for. They got it with that big return.
And no press coverage here. They are backing off in the secondary. In motion, the tight end, Kelsey. One last throw here for Smith. Out to his left. And he is out of bounds inside the 30. Well, going into the final play of this game, they knew that they needed some type of a miracle there at the very end, but they couldn't get it done. However, we were treated to really a spectacular affair.
Even though they didn't finish it off, you're exactly right. They took us down to the last play. We're still, you were wondering, could it happen? Possibly, even though we both knew it was a long shot.
So that'll just about do it for Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, log on to easports.com.